Hey, what's up everybody? This is Josh, aka Coach Josh, and this video right here is called Uncommunicated Expectations. Let's get right into it. I was listening to this interview by Sho Baraka and his wife, and it was a great interview about their marriage and what love was, because you know his song, We Can Be More. And I was listening to it, and they said this phrase that stuck out to me. They said, uncommunicated expectations. And the moment I heard that phrase, my brain just started ticking. And I started thinking like, wow, that's one of the main things why relationships are jacked up today, is because we have these uncommunicated expectations. We have these high expectations for an individual that we haven't communicated to. See, how can you expect something from an individual if you haven't properly communicated the expectation that you want him? Expectation is supposed to be always introduced in the beginning. That's why a job, before you even can apply for a job, they automatically show what they expect from their employee in case you get hired. Expectation is always supposed to precede a relationship. That's what your standards are. The way you live your life, how high your standards are your expectations. What you communicate to the individuals, what you're expecting. But many of us go under the shadows of infatuation, and we get so caught up in the infatuation that we don't properly communicate what it is that we're expecting. And since we don't communicate what we're expecting, all of a sudden we subconsciously expect the other person to do what we haven't communicated. And then when this person doesn't communicate their expectations to this person, and you got these high expectations for him or for her, this individual becomes confused because of your reaction is out off the wall, because he or she is not doing what you haven't communicated, or this person is not living up to the expectation that you're having. You have to properly communicate your expectations. The reason why many people settle is because they don't have high standards, for one, and they don't communicate what they're expecting. And most of us are expecting something that only Jesus can fulfill. Only God can fulfill. There are certain things you have to have realistic expectations. You have to meet that person where they at. You can only get from an individual what they can offer. You cannot expect someone to offer you some way of living, some way of life that person doesn't have the finances or the resources to provide. Stop expecting something from someone that they cannot offer. And also, don't expect something that you're not. You can only expect where you are at. So if you're not in love with God, if you're not a God-fearing woman, God-fearing man, you don't have the rights to expect another person to be God-fearing to you, because you can't expect where you're not at. Today, communicate your expectations. Before your relationship can go further today, talk to that individual and ask them and show them, or ask them what you're expecting. Because look at this. Where there's no communication. See, the reason why relationships messed up because of communication. We don't know how to properly communicate with each other. Remember these 4 C's. If you don't remember nothing else in this video, remember this. Where there's no communication, there's no clarity. Where there's no clarity, there's confusion. And where there's confusion, there's chaos. So if there's any chaos in your life, it's probably because someone in the relationship is confused. The reason why someone in the relationship is confused is because you haven't had any clarity. You haven't communicated properly. And the reason why there's no clarity is because there's something wrong with the communication. Find out how women receive communication. Find out how men receive communication, and sacrifice and submit yourself to where y'all can both equal each other with the right type of communication, so when y'all communicate, there'll be clarity. And where there's clarity, no one's confused. And when everyone's on the same page, there's no chaos. It's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. So think today. Don't expect something that you haven't communicated. Don't expect someone to offer you something they don't have the resources, the money to provide. And also, don't think so highly of yourself that you're expecting this great man or this great woman, and you yourself is not that. If you're out of shape, get in shape. If your money is off, get your money right. If you got emotional problems, let God heal those emotional problems, because you can't expect something from someone, and you cannot expect something from someone that you haven't properly communicated your expectations to. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and share. Check out my blog, mycoachjosh.com. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching.
I can barely stand. What am I doing with my life? Walking through the fog, I can't see the light.